You okay over there, Preedy?
What?
You okay over there?
What?
You okay over there?
What?
You know you are a hot one. We are lime, we are laugh, we are chat, we no chill, we are hot one.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? My name is Daniel Loveless, and welcome to Hot Ones Caribbean. It's that show with the hot questions and even hotter wings. Now, this man, he made us all say yeah in 2018 with Soca's best apology, and then he went on to marry the love of his life in a 2020 COVID wedding. From hits like his breakout song Whining Champion, Away, and Veterans, which landed him second place in the 2016 International Soca Monarch. Preedy is a performer and a prolific writer. He's churned out hit after hit for Caribbean headliners Marshall Montano, Destra Garcia, Patrice Roberts, Farmer Nappy, K.I., and many more. On set with me today is Akim Preedy Chance. What's going on, my brother?
Is you seen my G? This is good. That's good sauce, man.
Well, I hear you could handle your pepper. That's what they tell me.
Well, you've heard right.
Welcome to Hot Ones Caribbean, Preedy. We have an amazing assortment of 10 wings here that we got from Zav's Wings, and we have 10 amazing pepper sauces here today. So today we're gonna see if you could really handle your pepper. Let me get the thing rolling one time.
Let me get it. Where we starting?
The first pepper sauce on the lineup today here is the Peri Peri Tamarind and Bird Pepper Sauce. Now I know he's a prolific writer, a wonderful performer. I need you to give my freestyle using the phrase peri peri in it.
Oh, it's clear to see. I was merry. Tell Daniel call me. Want me put me on Tempo TV. Cause I's a hot boy. Yeah, but don't get annoyed. But no one had merry. Bring pepper sauce called peri peri for me to eat, because the thing it is in sweet tamarind sauce it inside. Alright.
Now I done show you before we start how I wanted to dip it. Wanted to raise the container.
Let me see.
Dip it like this now. It's like we, cheers to more life. You take a dip right like that. You leave the wing, let it go in. Scoop it.
Okay.
And we bite it.
Alright.
So I give a demonstration.
Alright, got it.
I done dip already and I ready when you're ready. Dip the thing properly now.
I dip it.
Alright, you ready?
I dip it, yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. Ready.
By the time I'm done with it, you can't freestyle no more.
Anybody ever tell you he's an evil man?
He's an evil man. Define evil.
Not good way. Like the Grinch.
So you're making it to 10 without a reaction then?
Who's that, me?
Yeah, you.
That's a challenge or so?
Let's say yeah. Preedy, I know that you appeared on the pilot of Hot Ones Caribbean.
Yeah, man.
So I first want to say thank you, for being a part of the pilot for this amazing show.
Yeah, no problem, man. I feel like it was a practice session.
A practice session? Why you say so?
Because it started off a little bit more steamy than the pilot.
So you really like pepper than Preedy to be selected to be on pilot. You really like pepper?
I'm a fan, growing up, being considered a hot sauce, a hot boy.
When the CEO and founder of Tempo reached out to you to appear on one of the episodes of Hot Ones Caribbean, what was your reaction? The official thing, not the pilot, the official thing.
Alright, so I'll be honest, I am not the greatest fan of pepper, but I like pepper because I like to cook, love food, so I dabble in it, but it's not something that I would dive into and request every single time, but I do appreciate a good pepper sauce.
So that was round one, but this round, which is the official thing, is going to be distributed worldwide. What do you expect from round number 2, Preedy?
Heat, a little bit of stinging, like having probably 10 baby scorpions in your mouth.
Alright.
A little bit of precipitation on my forehead, but other than that, I feel like this one will be a breeze too.
Preedy to say I must keep your expectations low, but I want to meet your expectations today because it seems like you have high expectations. So let's move on to the second pepper sauce we have here, because I find like the taste buds like it's something a little relaxed now.
The little chillin'. This is...
The second pepper sauce is the totally tasty hot basil pepper sauce. If you're ready, say yeah. There we go.
First one was hotter than this one, man.
First one was hotter than this one. That's our first one. I hope that you could continue to say that.
Oh no, it's delayed. This one delayed.
It's a creeper.
Yeah. This one now kind of settling in, you know, buy plot of land, putting on foundation and thing.
Well, I know you're a certified hit maker. You've been rolling out with the hits over the years, boy. Steamy. How you manage to continue to do that over the years? Just hit after hit after hit.
Honestly, first off, it started off as a fear. When I started off into the music industry, one of my fears was to be a one-hit wonder. So I never wanted to release a song that I could never follow up or do better than. So I always kept the mindset that, you know, I could always do better than what I previously put out, and thankfully that is one of the reasons why I've been able to consistently put out music. Also, my writing style and my palette of music is a little different. I grew up listening to different genres and different styles of music, so I tend to stray into a more serious emotional realm of music that we kind of tend to stay away from in soca. I grew up, obviously, from where I grew up listening a lot of conscience and stuff.
Dancer.
Of course, I used to dance.
Tell me a little bit about that, man.
Well, a dance group, we started off a dance group in the area in Maloney called Ambassador Dance Crew. We entered Digicel #1 dance crew twice. Came second. We made it to the finals.
So
twice.
With this Pasa group, you went into a competition and you mashed up the place.
Listen, as a dancer, I would say I had a prolific career. Dance with Soca Monarch for many artists that I now sing against in competition.
So, what is Preedy's top 5 picks for hits that you've made over the years? I just picked 5. You know, I know it's many. But 10, 11, 12, 30, we could go on and on. But just name 5 for me and sing them for me as well. Add a line in it at least.
Are you willing to try? Just tell me, girl, say Rose Garden. Oh, hey. I love to see every waistline moving. Oh. This year, all I want to see is woman in front of me. Release that bumper, girl, set it free. Show me all of the skills you have inside. You don't have to hide, cause many will.
Yeah, 2 more.
Walk out. All the multi body girl, how you walk out. And girl, don't slow down when you roll that. Badam. Girl, you heart explosion. Badam. Any man that leave you.
Finish it.
Spotlight, let me see. Yeah, cause you know, this pepper bad.
Yeah, Preedy, and we have real hits. We hear you. We know that you're a certified hit maker, and not only a certified hit maker, but a certified hot one. But tell me about your experiences writing for Marshall and Destra and Patrice. How was that?
For me, it felt like I was in an apprenticeship program, only because I didn't have much experience as a writer, and with each artist, even though most of the songs I wrote top to bottom, they each wanted something different, either something removed, added, a different element, different vibe. Case in point, when I wrote Do Rough 'Em Up for Patrice, I felt like Patrice as a female artist always screamed woman empowerment, and she was always the kind of aggressive towards men in terms of showing her worth. With Destra was more sexy, elegant, and with Marshall, he had specific rules. Not too much whining, not too much jumping, not too much waving, and try and always think outside the box, but always incorporate the soca elements into it. So through that is why I started to push different elements within the song itself. So when I said, cause I want you to whine without shame, when soca eat your brain, you are ahead of the game. Don't hold it back. Always a whining song is a song that kind of encourages you women to whine, give you your best whine.
Yes.
Whine like nobody's watching, and shamelessly, you know, be proud of whatever you could do. So for my experience as a writer, it definitely is something that I carried me even now. You know, a lot of lessons I learned back then, I still apply to my music even to this day.
But if I write a song for a big artist and then the song blow up and it's like, damn, should I keep that one for myself?
No, because I feel like I understood at the time where the mechanics came into play in terms of music. Sometimes you get into a situation where the song is bigger than the artist, and I never wanted to reach in that stage, whereas I got a song that basically was too big for the level that I was on to handle, you know.
Spicy.
Yeah. So at the point when I was writing all those songs, even though Shameless is one of my favorite songs I've ever written, I wanted to, I took it for what it was. I was just happy to be a writer. I was happy to be paid for what came out of this brain. You know, so I took the opportunity as, yo, this is your chance to literally master something in music, and it mightn't be where you wanted to do, because I wasn't singing at the time. But it is where you need to be doing. And because of writing, I actually got the opportunity to sing on my first rhythm.
This edition of Hot Ones Caribbean is brought to you by Burger King. This edition of Hot Ones Caribbean is brought to you by B-Mobile.
Now moving on to the next pepper sauce here,
man.
Which is the Maggi spicy with Shadow Benny.
Oh boy, this one will be flavorful.
Make sure and dip it
Well,
in
that was
nice,
it, you see what I mean? Flavor.
When you're ready, are you ready?
Yeah, I
Take
ready.
a chance with me.
Yeah, ready.
Brush you, done biting already. How we doing over there?
I feel like this is a next delayed. I don't like the delayed pepper because sometimes it could take an early swallow and the pepper really start to take action in your throat. Now we have a fire throat.
It's a patience game. A fire throat is a patience game.
No, but this actually, this one is actually mildest since I started. Again, I kind of smoky kind of flavor from it. Shadow Benny, definitely tasting the Shadow Benny.
You like Shadow Benny? Do you know what it is called Shadow Benny in some of the other islands?
Bush.
Bush.
Yeah. I know in St. Lucia they don't use Shadow Benny.
Why
They don't
not?
use it. They more see it as I say, like a weed. And like imagine me being in St. Lucia talking to my artist friend like see the line and saying, boy, all the fish isn't good enough, but put some Shadow Benny in it, and I'm watching me like, boy,
What going on there?
go SBP, you know
mad
that, dog SBP, we don't want that. And in Trinidad, like you can't cook without, you can't season and chicken without that. So it just goes to show, even though we close, it's a huge difference in culture now. Big up St. Lucia, same way, man.
When you sang Whining Champion in 2013, I heard you say in an OMG interview that people only put a face to the song years after you actually sang the
Yeah,
song.
man. Because the first off, I was on a huge rhythm. It was Marshall, Farmanapi, Patrice Roberts, Neutron.
So the loser basically.
Yeah,
It
but
really mix everything.
Yeah. I was honestly a song, and that brought me back to saying, I didn't want a song that was bigger than me, but eventually, persistence, having a management team that believe in groundwork.
But what caused the disconnect though?
The disconnect is natural in terms of when you come into the Soca game without an understanding of marketing, and someone just, because that's how it was, like I didn't write the song for me. I wrote the song hoping that another big artist would have taken it, and on that same rhythm I actually wrote Do Rough Muff for Patrice Roberts, and the producer at the time was like, well, nobody could sing this song, so if you want, you could sing it. I was like, yeah. At that point I didn't have any management, so I was kind of thrown into
And what
it.
inspired the name Preedy?
It was to kind of dismay in the earlies, because obviously when you grow up poor, one thing you can't buy the best. I just decided to stick with the name because I felt like if the manner in which was brought to me was to hurt me, and I managed to turn it around to make it a household name that when people speak of it, they speak of good things. So, you know, I said I'll ride it out through the end.
Yes,
you know,
and you've given a long way living
man.
a pretty good life now.
Oh, yes.
And I see that you have, since the COVID-19 pandemic, you launched your very own show.
Well, we started off. I'm a fan of television. I grew up on TV, and I don't see as much people doing it, especially in Soca.
So what inspired those moves?
My son.
Pretty Good Life.
My son. He is, the new generation, and he loves vlogs. He loves to be in front of the camera. He's very social. He's very brave. And maybe I should do this and try to incorporate it to them, because I'd never wanted to be that artist where my artist life and my personal life was separate. And he definitely enjoys it. He is the inspiration of me taking that move, and I look forward to dropping some new episodes coming soon.
Well, we know with talent like you're definitely on your way to winning some very big awards.
Grammys, but we want the Grammy.
Yeah.
We want it. I need that Grammy. Yeah.
So
Management. Grammys, that's all. We want Grammys.
I want to give you a little taste of what award-winning tastes like. We're gonna move on to the next sauce.
Ooh,
with
fancy.
the Alvin's award-winning pepper sauce, man.
Ooh.
Yes, sir.
Fancy.
Well, let me take a dip in the Alvin's award-winning sauce, now, man.
Oh, man.
Alvin is actually from the U.S. Virgin Islands, in Croy to be specific,
Oh, nice.
but he born in Trinidad.
I did a couple shows across there, man. St. Croix, nice, man.
Where like the most about St. Croy?
I love the energy of the people, the music different. Like, the way we perform
Right.
to party is totally different to St. Croix. Shout out to Pumper, an artist that, is a good friend of mine. And he is crazy when he's performing. They will jump up on any and everything
Well, we're doing this one film. There we go.
for St. Croix. Big dip.
Yes, man.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. How the Alvin's going now?
Yeah, man, Alvin, man. Alvin is very tasty. Alvin's pepper sauce is very tasty.
So Preedy, in 2016 you gave us an unofficial national song, Nation of Love. And I know in an Ojo interview you mentioned that you sang this song because of the current racial divide in the country at that time. So clearly this is a man who loves his country and who is for his country. What do you enjoy the most about being a Trinbagonian, Preedy?
Honestly, Trinidad and Tobago is a unique country. We just operate on a different wavelength compared to everyone else. And I love being a part of this movie called Trinidad and Tobago. Like, the music, carnival is different. The food, the way we cook, the way we carry on, the way we lime, it's different. And in the same sense, you could say Trinidadians are very proud people, but we don't like cocky people.
Right.
So you see, like we are. Yeah, you have to be here and live among us to learn to understand a Trinidadian and what makes us think. For me, every time I interact with someone of a different ethnicity, is all love, all love, all the time. So
All love, all love.
give respect, get respect same.
And taking it away from Trinidad a little bit and moving across to Tobago, because it's the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago.
What you mean?
You lived in Signal Hill, Tobago for some time. What are your favorite memories?
So shout out to the whole of Tobago. Tobago is definitely a love. Some of my favorite memories is actually walking from Signal Hill to go to the beach. And on your way to the beach, you would pick fruits. You'd probably stop at the shop. And I feel like the simplicity of that life definitely opens your eyes to the joys and the simple things that could make you happy.
Talking about keeping you grounded, congratulations on tying the knot, my brother. Big up yourself. Did you any miss? Oh, it catching him now. It catching him now. Did you and Mrs. Chan's honeymoon in Tobago by chance?
Yes, we did.
Ooh, tell me about that briefly.
It was amazing. Amazing. Even though it wasn't the first choice, we always planned to go St. Lucia because we visit Tobago so many times. But the downturn in the economy and stuff like that, we thought it would have been a little difficult to go and really relax or vacay, even though it is our honeymoon.
Yeah.
And definitely thankful that we chose to go Blue Waters. The views was amazing. We didn't have to go anywhere. We stayed in the hotel. We were upgraded to a bungalow. The staff was amazing. The food was amazing. I get fatter.
Bougie.
And
Man, porn size, yes?
yeah.
Got married.
Drop it. Put it back on.
Drop it.
It's a balance. It's a balance.
This edition of Hot Ones Caribbean is brought to you by the Ministry of Tourism, Culture and the Arts, Trinidad and Tobago. This edition of Hot Ones Caribbean is brought to you by Popeyes.
Well, I want to move on to the next pepper sauce which we have here, the Caribbean flavors, the Sizzler. You ready to go?
This fancy one here? It's really nice. Sizzler.
So let me go. When you're ready, I ready. And I feel after this one, I might need some milk. I feel like go need some milk after that. Now, I know many soca artists, usually open up about some of the stories about being an artist, some of the difficulties, in the industry. So can you tell me about one of your most traumatic experiences being an artist?
Oh, actually, right after Soca Monarch, and I was speaking to a particular artist at the time about a particular producer about maybe jumping in and writing, because I used to real freestyle and stuff like that. I couldn't make up songs, and he said, well, yeah, we'll come down to the studio on this date. Obviously, being broke, limited money and stuff, I had exact money, and I just decided to, risk it. Calling. Producer not answering. Nobody not answering. Walk back by the studio, knocking the door. I don't want to believe the duck in me, but I was probably in Port of Spain for like 2 hours making this call. And then after I said, boy, I'm in Port of Spain, St. James. Put on my head, and I had to walk back to Port of Spain because I didn't have enough money to travel back to Port of Spain. And I had to catch a maxi and stop on the highway and walk in the road. And I actually cried.
Oh gosh.
And it wasn't because I was ashamed of what happened or I was feeling bad, and I felt at that moment that this was the answer. Music is not for me.
We're stronger now.
Of course. I know now, like even during the pandemic and stuff like that, those situations, those moments when you're at your lowest are the real defining moments in anybody's life in terms of when you're going to get or going towards something or trying to achieve something. It's okay without to feel that, yes, but hopeless, it's not going to happen. It's okay. It's okay. The problem is you can't live in it. You can't live in that hopelessness. At some point, you had to say, all right, maybe I will give it a rest and I will just keep on moving towards something else. And somehow, some way, some manner possible, I end up getting into music through the same writing, different people.
So as a writer, I always hear stories about, people writing songs for artists and they're singing the song, but they never pay for it. Has that ever happened to you? Don't call no name, eh?
No. In terms of the writing side, my business was always right up. But also I used to get a feeling to it. There's certain artists that I never wrote for and I will never write for because they have a terrible track record and the industry talks. So but I have gone through where people, outsmart me out of money here and there and stuff like that.
And what is doing them cases, boy?
You live.
This edition of Hot Ones Caribbean is brought to you by B-Mobile. This edition of Hot Ones Caribbean is brought to you by the U.S. Virgin Islands.
Let us move on to the next pepper sauce, which is
Halfway Point.
Tempo's very own pepper sauce. The Tempo House of Tempo Hot Pepper Sauce.
Taste the vibe. I feel like they're dripping some of me in this pepper sauce, but Alright, I take it back. And not because I'm on the show, but this one is the most tasty pepper.
I like it. So we can put that on the shelves then. You're buying a little Tempo hot sauce. Don't worry, we'll send you home with one, man. Tempo actually recently celebrated its 15th anniversary,
Oh yeah. Yes, sir.
Now you know that's 15 years putting the Caribbean on the map
Happy anniversary, Tempo.
and sharing talent, Caribbean talent on an international stage. How it going over there?
Nah, it isn't good, man.
It isn't good.
It isn't good. I'm proud of myself, yo.
Starting to burn you up a little bit.
Nah, it isn't good. It
I
isn't
feel
good.
you're going to need some Enjoy milk after this one. You know, we have some Enjoy milk here. Some real nice milk.
Big up to Enjoy,
to cool
man.
the palates a little bit. Now,
See you sipping there.
aside from enjoying, yeah, we go just leave that there. We go just leave that there. So aside from enjoying all the Caribbean flavors and these nice hot pepper sauces, we had the Tempo pepper sauce and many other pepper sauces. What does being a Caribbean man mean to you, Preedy?
Well, my whole persona is island boy. And I love to embody the island vibe anywhere I go, especially in foreign countries. But being from the Caribbean, being from Trinidad, matter of fact, just being an island boy is a whole swag. You don't see it, you don't feel it. When you're moving nowadays,
Yeah,
it's like an energy.
It's a difference, yeah.
It's the same way I don't want to say overdo it, but we over accentuate everything in cooking, in the way we dress, the music, the way we dance. We go hard. And for some reason, as a Trini, when I stand up all day and I could be in Manhattan and there's no Caribbean person inside, I don't know, but the pride is just emit. So for me, I just basking in that whole Caribbean vibes.
Yes.
You know?
So that is what being a Caribbean man means.
Yeah, man,
to
yeah,
Preedy.
man.
And the music has also taken you to several Caribbean islands.
Yeah.
Name some of the islands that you visited around the Caribbean.
I've been to Jamaica a couple times. St. Lucia, I love St. Lucia. St. Lucia is like my second home. I've been to St. Croix, St. Martin, Cayman Islands, Guadeloupe.
I got a little boop.
Yeah, that's the gas, that's the
A little
gas.
side boop, yeah.
Guadeloupe.
Has any of these
Jamaica.
islands impacted the music?
Of course, St. Lucia.
How so?
Lost and Found was created in St. Lucia. It was written on Pigeon Island, which is a beach, a popular climbing spot.
Love it.
And Your Bad is the evolution of Lost and Found. And for me, St. Lucia itself, the island, every time I go to St. Lucia, I come back more confident. Just because I feel like they party shamelessly.
Yes, boy.
They party shamelessly.
They don't care.
If it have a free waste anyway, you have the right to go and press. It's almost welcomed.
The whole part.
No standing
A
up.
whining whole part.
Yeah, and I love it. The people, the food actually really loves Lucian food. They make a kind of pickle, a pickle onion with this, eat with the fish and the rice and stuff like
I
that.
had that, you know.
Really
I had that
love
when I
it.
go St. Lucia, boy.
Really love it, really love it. I actually climbed the it's Go Pito. I climbed Go Pito for a music video I sang about St. Lucia. In 20.
Busty man loves St. Lucia. Look
Nah,
at
St. Lucia is a vibe. St. Lucia is a vibe, man.
that. Who's your favorite soca artist in Trinidad and Tobago?
No, first off, I would say
First off, he's gonna have some Enjoy milk.
female wise, I would say Patricia Roberts.
Right.
She's my favorite. I have a toss up. Lyrical is one of my favorites. But if I had to claim I have a favorite soca artist, I would say me.
But if not yourself, then
I would say Lyro.
Lyro.
Lyro is one of and
outside of Trinidad and Tobago.
Lyro from New York, so. But outside of Trinidad, Slatter. Slatter right now. Slatter, big up yourself. Slatter have a different sound, boy. Every year he brings it, and I love the way he merges jab
Yes.
with a kind of R&B-ish flow. That I love.
It's a vibe. So it
Very
bridges the
melodic.
gap of what you enjoy.
Yeah, writing style on point. So yeah. I would say
Absolutely.
Slatter right now.
Preedy, you're watching them wings, boy.
Yo,
making
if
it?
somebody brings something for you to eat with gloves, that's not cool, man.
What is?
Some dangerous, I don't know. But this one here making me nervous.
It's making you nervous.
Yeah.
Alright. We're gonna move on to the next pepper sauce. It should be nervous, you know. We're moving on to the next pepper sauce right now as we continue to take the heat up. The Bertie's pepper sauce. Yes, man. There you go. How are you doing over there? Battle anything nice?
Come on.
Pretty, we have a recurring segment on this show called the What You Know segment. And this is my segment on the show. Now, as you know, I just travel the world asking people simple questions on the street. And now I have you in the studio and I'm going to ask you some simple questions. For each question you answer incorrectly, you need to take a second dip.
Right.
But if you answer correctly, I go take a second dip.
Right.
What do you think about that?
Alright, there you go.
You're from Trinidad and Tobago. Now we start off the thing simple. What do the words sangre grande and sangre chiquito mean from Spanish origin?
Feel Spanish class, huh? I can't tell you. This is how I learn this.
Try your thing now, man.
Alright. Sandy Granny and Sandy Chiquito.
Are you willing to try? Just tell me. Preedy say yeah.
Is it something about the direction?
Something with size. Take a second dip now, man. Take a second dip. Question number 1. The man get the thing incorrect. Sangre grande is actually Spanish for big blood. Sangre chiquito is Spanish for little blood. Gotta take a second dip.
Alright. Tease, I know about tease. Nice to meet you again, man.
Question number 2. What are the main 7 major musical notes?
Like A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
That is correct. That is actually correct. I had to take a second dip. If you didn't know that one, pressure in the camp. Alright, here we go. Pretty get quiet on my boy.
No, just observing, you know.
Observing. What is the name of the scale that you use to measure the heat of pepper?
What? Have a specific instrument for that?
Yes, sir.
Gosh, boy, what's the name of this thing, boy?
Come on, Preedy. Preedy, bring it up from your belly now, man. Preedy.
I know, boy. Perks. Species. Celsius.
Celsius instrumental. I don't think about that one. Pressure.
The pepper seismic thermometric measuring unit.
That is correct,
Final
Preedy.
answer.
That is correct.
Don't. Serious?
Yeah, you're actually correct.
Serious?
Yeah, you are.
Don't I guess that, you know?
It's the Scoville scale, boy. Preedy, take a next step now. So you actually thought it was correct, right?
Yo, I would have, I know gonna say, genius, boy, genius.
This edition of Hot Ones Caribbean is brought to you by B-Mobile.
You know you are a hot one. We are lime, we are laugh, we are chat, we no chill, we are hot one. Temperature rise, beer vibes in ya, this a hot one. Link up, connect, bust a sweat when you're dip on the hot one. We gonna spice it up like fire.
This edition of Hot Ones Caribbean is brought to you by the National Lotteries Control Board. Now let's create benefits.
We're gonna move on to the next pepper sauce we have here right now, which is actually the 8th pepper sauce. You ready? The Matux Trinidad Scorpion Pepper.
Pause. Who? What is the animal this pepper is named after? A scorpion?
The Trinidad Scorpion Pepper, which is actually one of the hottest peppers in the world.
I'm not supposed to be the last one?
I find like you're talking plenty and you're trying to back out of the thing now, boy.
Back out?
Well, let me go now, man.
Eastman back out?
Let me go now, man.
But you know, just back in.
Dip that thing properly, Preedy. All the way inside. Press it. Good job. Let's talk more action. Come on, bite in. You're doing nice. I feel like you're Like your mind telling you, yes, you need to show me you could defeat this challenge, but I still hear endless words. But let's talk about, go ahead.
As a married man, I have nothing to prove to a man, boy. Prove to my wife.
Let's talk.
Soft. That's why I say it's soft.
Let's talk about some of the big collabs that you have. Right, I know in 2018 you collaborated with Bungie Garland, with Share It. Tell me about how that came together.
The song was originally written by an artist by the name of Zone.
Originally? I find it kind of, I know what went on there.
Yeah, as I was saying, Paul rudely interrupted. Somehow the host so rude. It was originally written by an artist by the name of Zone, really talented young writer, and produced by Anson Several.
Breaking up a lot of commas in that sentence, but
yes, I feel like I sat in a tasty scorpion. And it was a real nice experience. It was my first time really doing a song with an artist that was on his level. Nice, you know?
It actually is. I ain't sweating. You looking like you sweating and burning up over there. And how was the experience performing this song?
Always high energy.
High energy in this room right now. You're looking at the bottle, it's not gonna change the feeling again, you know. The performance, Preedy, the experience performing this song with Bungie.
So, that's one. Take off my glasses. Can't see.
The experience performing this song, Preedy.
So the experience performing Share It with Bungie Garden was an immaculate experience. Learned a lot and performed in some of the biggest stages in Trinidad I've ever performed in, and definitely thankful.
So I know that you started off as a writer with master hitmaker Casey Phillips, you know, who produced many songs such as Voice, Alive and Well, and many other hits. How did this experience working with Casey improve your career?
Well, I definitely learned a lot. He was instrumental in me actually making a stable introduction into the music industry. Thankful for that. I learned a lot in terms of business, handling business, knowing your worth, and from the moment you step into studio, what you are entitled to from what you are not entitled to. And those are lessons that you honestly can't pay for, and always will be thankful for the experience working with both Casey and Nikolai.
We're now going to take it to Barbados with the next sauce, which is the Old Duppy Fire Pooch Hot Pepper Sauce.
Old Duppy, right?
You ever had the Old Duppy? There we go now, man.
I see 4 ghosts on this bottle.
4 ghosts.
What that means?
It means that that's where you're going to see tonight when I go to use the bathroom.
Ghosts, eh? You're going to start here.
That's what you're going to hear tonight. You're going to be screaming when I go to use that bathroom tonight.
Oh, this one have a real delayed taste, boy.
Creeping up on you. Pressure on my end as well. But I want to see who could handle it to make it to the end. We have a recurring segment on this show called Explain That Gram, powered by B-Mobile. And it's a segment where we do a deep dive into your Instagram, find some images that need some more context, and we're going to show it to you, and I'm going to explain that image to us. You ready? And I must say thank you to B-Mobile. You okay over there, Preedy?
What?
You okay over there?
What?
You okay over there?
What?
Are you como estás, mi amigo?
See.
I must say a special thank you to B-Mobile for this amazing Samsung tablet. Enjoying the thing. I'll be using it whole night. So this is the first image we have here. But I see you eating one set of stacks on YouTube. And then I see a post #FitSquad.
You mean? I was his squad now. Although I am a chubby boy at heart, I love my belly. I can't lie. If it wasn't for being active in football and training and stuff like that, I am sure I would have an enormous belly. So, shout out for fit addicts.
When I see exercise.
2 days ago.
Oh,
2 days ago. But I am one of those only start to work out when they see it.
Oh, okay.
So, and when as soon as I only reach as far as seeing 2 packs. So I trying to work past that right now.
I gear the other 2 before you go.
Yeah, appreciate that.
The gift that keeps on giving. You didn't know that before you say yeah.
Oh, yeah, I mean, greatest gift. That's why I'm married.
What inspired this boy? Where you get this idea from?
I am naturally I just like wildness, and I feel like I'm marrying my best friend. So as poised and as beautiful as she looks in that photo, she encourages me in a lot of craziness also. We balance each other off. She looks very pleasant and poised with beauty, and I look equally handsome but wild and overly thirsty.
Lovely. Overly thirsty.
Yeah, it works.
Preedy, so I know that you grew up in a single parent home, and with this picture here, what values are you insistent on imparting in Eden?
I honestly want to set a trend of showing that no matter what obstacles there are, he comes first. Everything I do in this life, I do because I want to not only inspire him but show him that we are meant for great things. You are meant for great things, and I love spending time with him. A lot of times I just sit down and stare at him. I don't want him to feel like it's a pride having me as a father. I want him to equally feel that I am proud having him as a son.
This edition of Hot Ones Caribbean is brought to you by Unipet. This edition of Hot Ones Caribbean is brought to you by the Ministry of Tourism, Culture and the Arts, Trinidad and Tobago.
Preedy, we have made it to the final sauce together, which is the habanero 100% scorpion pepper sauce.
Oh God,
without further ado,
awesome God,
let's go in.
That's now. Let me tell you a story about the time I was in traffic.
Well, let me dip first now. Tell me the story after. I'd love to hear that.
You feeling your lips?
Preedy. Huh?
You feeling your lips?
Actually not, but we're going through. Let's go. A proper dip.
Let me see it. I like to mark your dip. I feel like it was half.
There we go.
Yeah. I feel I should put on my glasses for this one. Oh, pepper sauce on the glasses. Forget that. The man load up.
Gotta get that enjoy milk, man. How you doing over there, Preedy?
I good. Feel like you drinking more milk than eating wings?
Now the Hot Ones tradition is to add a final dab of pepper sauce on the final wing. It's optional, but you can add it with me, since you're a strong soul, yeah? Let's go. What you say? One final dab. I have a little bit of my wing here remaining. A final dab.
This one's serious.
Think you have it in here for that final dab, Preedy?
Yeah, let me do it.
And gargling the milk, yes? Hold it up to the camera, let me see. Final dab.
Yeah, I tried it.
Well, let me dip then. Alright, cool. Yeah, we dip it. Ready? And this is the hot moment, powered by Andrews. The life of an entertainer is an eventful one, clearly. Really eventful. A lot of pressure sometimes.
Yeah.
Like how Preedy is under pressure right now. How are we doing over there by chance?
Not good.
What is one of the most outrageous experiences?
Really? Now you're gonna ask my question?
You definitely need some of this later. We'll give you some of this to go with. And Drews?
Yo, something about this last pepper giving me a kind of euphoric feeling, man.
Habanero, you know?
Do I have any THC in this pepper?
Just 100% scorpion pepper.
Whatever it is, that pepper making me feel like I'm getting high. I like that pepper. You was asking?
What is one of the most outrageous experiences you've had to deal with while performing, Preedy? Sit here and I can't help but think about the words I was saying in the when we had the first sauce.
Is that?
You talk big talk, you play big tantos as you would say in the Caribbean.
Yeah?
That you know.
Look, what do you mean? I eat tea and pepper. Nobody can make me feel bad about being in this stage right now. As far as I said, this is the look of a winner.
And what is one of the most outrageous experiences you've had to deal with while performing for the 10th time?
The time our stage manager decided to cut my mic and cut my music while I was performing on stage. It honestly, for me, I never experienced, feeling like somebody put out a hook and yanking you off stage. And while I was in the moment, it was extremely embarrassing for me. And while I was focused on this man cut my music and pulling me off stage, I missed the whole fact that the crowd was singing the song word for word. And that was the clip that actually helped propel the song to the next level.
Preedy, my brother, thanks for making your presence felt on the Hot Ones Caribbean show. This is the part of the show where we give you an uninterrupted 30 seconds to promote what you want to promote. Tell the people what you need to tell the people. This camera, this camera, this camera. Preedy, talk to the people.
Yo, so make sure check me out on all social media networks. Islandboy_Preedy, Soca Superhero, Soca Superstar, wherever you wanna call me, but just artist. And make sure look out for some new music. It's called Holiday Weekend.
Just give me the weekend, and baby we can sleep in. Do all the nasty things that you like.
And continue to follow and support your boy. You're about to do amazing things, man. Much love.
That was the man himself, certified hitmaker Preedy, right here on Hot Ones Caribbean. I'm your host, Daniel Loveless, and see you next time.
We are lime, we are laugh, we are chat, we no chill, we are hot fun. Temperature rise,
If you're willing to fight, and fight for you, just say, yeah, 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 yeah. Girl, let's try. If you're not over me, just open your arms, accept me, girl. Say yeah, 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 yeah. One more time, 'cause I don't want you to leave. Just hold me close. Say yeah, 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 yeah.
This edition of Hot Ones Caribbean is brought to you by the Ministry of Tourism, Culture and the Arts, Trinidad and Tobago.